Peak severe season, what we mean is May through August. That's when we typically see severe weather around here. Hail is more common in March and April. We're talking large hail. Tornadoes, May and June. That's kind of our transition months. May to June is when we go from those cold to warm air masses pretty suddenly. And then wind, like derechos, straight line wind events tend to happen more often in July and August. In fact, we had remnants of a derecho just this past July. So that tracks. All of this generally tends to follow almost a pretty neat pattern. We notice this just about every year. However, there are always exceptions to the rule. You can see severe weather outside of peak. We learned this, of course, yesterday with that tornado, two tornadoes actually, that touched down in Jay County. The tornado average since 1950, by the way, is 5 tornado touchdowns in northeast Indiana, 2 in northwest Ohio in the month of September. In fact, outside of the winter months, September is one of the least likely months to expect tornadoes at all, weak or strong. So that just makes the fact that 2 tornadoes touched down all the more remarkable. Given the pattern that we were in, too, it was actually a relatively stable environment, lots of cloud cover, rain off and on throughout the day. An area of low pressure passed by in just the right spot, providing just the right amount of lift and rotation to provide a very quick, but damaging nonetheless, round of storms in a very specific, very localized area. And that's kind of what makes it all the more challenging, because it was one of the areas farthest away from the radar beam from the National Weather Service, who issues warnings. So a lot of things just kind of came together, unfortunately, to create a pretty unpleasant situation. Fortunately, we were very relieved to hear there were no injuries or deaths from this particular storm system. Now, as we progress into tomorrow, there is another chance for some rain, and a low pressure center will also be passing by close by. So another reason to kind of watch carefully to see how things pan out. I will say with the cloud cover, that's what kept things pretty mild overnight. 74 though today for a high temperature. That's exactly where we should be for this time of year. 71 in Fort Wayne, 65 in Chicago. You can see where the cloud cover's been and where it's been a little sunnier. So a lot of cloud cover means generally a cooler day. A few sprinkles popping up in Whitley County now. And light showers will be the story here through the evening and overnight. It's tomorrow afternoon, as the area of low pressure passes by our region, that the showers could strengthen a little bit and become isolated thunderstorms. So through 11 p.m., maybe a little bit of drizzle, light rain, otherwise just cloudy. Temperatures in the mid-60s, low 60s by 4. A few scattered showers, better chance of rain at about 6 a.m., 43 degrees. And then future track showing that, yes, we will see a little bit of rain here overnight. Could see, though, pockets of heavier rain. The area of low pressure will pass by just to our south, and that's going to essentially kind of squeeze out some heavier bounds of rain, and that could produce some downpours, maybe a little bit of lightning, and perhaps some brief weak rotation. 99 out of 100 times, it doesn't produce anything like a tornado. Of course, you have the exceptions to the rule, but we're not expecting any tornadic activity tomorrow. But when low pressure centers and warm fronts pass so close by, you at least have to be aware of the possibilities. So it's a low risk. If it were to occur, it'd be brief and weak, but that doesn't necessarily take away from the danger of tornadoes in general. But again, very, very low risk. Small hail is expected too. High wind speeds not expected either. Flooding is also looking pretty unlikely. Any of these storms will be pretty quick moving. Here's a look at the 7-day forecast. Well, we'll see partly to mostly cloudy skies Wednesday after our round of storms and showers moves through Tuesday. Partly sunny Thursday and Friday, temperatures in the upper 70s. And then we'll see some tropical remnants move northward through the Ohio Valley over the weekend into early next week. Lots of uncertainty as to how strong these remnants will be when they get here, how much, if anything, we'll actually see. So keeping shower and cloud chances into the forecast over the weekend and early next week, but difficult, if not impossible, to say how much rain we will see at this time.
Good to see just any rain, though, as we absolutely have needed it now.
That is true. Half an inch to an inch fell yesterday, so we're hoping for a little more tonight.
Okay.